So Pascal Donoghue has a new job, the Minister for Finance, the former Minister for Finance here at the World Bank. He's going off for another big salary of €600,000 a year. He's abandoning his country for a load of money, which is obviously a great thing. Loyalty to your country when it doesn't come to money. Anything goes pretty much. So Pascal Donoghue's off, so pretty much to be a by-election in his area. But you think he would stay for his country instead of going off to another country to worry, but to get a big salary. You think that's what I would expect of any patriotic Irish person, to put their own country first instead of their salary. But anyway, I digress. But long story short, we see now the government are doing a reshuffle, I suppose, in some people, and we talk about that here now. But long story short, it's pretty much Pascal Donoghue's won the way because people are not very happy with the government, and rightly so, on immigration and other stuff. We could write the book on it. But long story short, it is pretty much just shuffling the chairs on the Titanic, because the ship is going to sink. It's going to hit an iceberg, but they're pretty much just moving the chairs around on the Titanic, and that's pretty much the way I describe what's happening at the moment, because it's pretty much just like damage control in a way, I suppose. So a good tarnish to Simon Harris. Remember Simon House, the cervical check, etc., etc. People keep forgetting about that, but he was the minister at that time of the cervical check. And then, not to mention, he was the minister that signed off on the National Children's Hospital for that to be built, and we're still here now, and it's still costing the money for the state. We're at $4 billion, the most expensive hospital in the world, pretty much nearly at this stage. And it's still going. It hasn't stopped. So at the end of the day, when the whole thing's said and done, it could be €7 billion to build a children's hospital, and that's only one place. So imagine building a few houses and stuff. But yeah, long story short, Simon House was the man that green lighted that and ticked the box and said that was fine. He is now the Minister for Finance, just to say. So that's a great thing. It's a great element in the country. That Simon House has the role. Everybody's delighted. We'd be lucky if the country survives in the next few years. We're lucky already that the country's still going a bit. But the next thing I want to talk about particularly is the new Minister for the Feds. Now, it was the first time ever there was a woman appointed as Minister for the Feds in this state, a Minister for Foreign Affairs, and that's Helen McEntee. Now, Helen McEntee, if you don't remember, was Minister for Justice, and basically everybody hated her. Simple as that, and everybody hates her still. Long story short, she wanted to bring in hate speech, shut people up for their opinions. We could write the book. And also the stuff with Helen McEntee's husband, there's some issues there. What I mean to say is this conflict of interest there. We're not talking about too much, but this, in my opinion, there's a conflict of interest there. And it has to be looked into now, especially to, as another minister. This is a big high enough job, Minister for Foreign Affairs, one of the top jobs in the government. And then obviously Minister for the Feds. Now, to be totally honest, to say straight away to you, Helen McEntee was no good in justice, so she's going to be no good in the Feds. And particularly now, as we say, Ireland is a crossroad when it comes to the Feds. And we need people that are what to reform the army and what to actually get the army up to standing orders, I suppose, let's put it that way, or fighting capacity. What's happening at the moment, Helen McEntee's not going to do that, let's be fair. We need somebody with action. Helen McEntee believes the same what Micheál Martin pretty much believes, in the backwards looking at your sovereignty. And that's pretty much what she takes in her mind, I would pretty much say so, because I never heard Helen McEntee, in all the time she's been the minister, ever stand up for Irish sovereignty, Irish independence, Irish freedom. I never heard her. She's always been against Irish freedom. She always wanted to shut down Irish freedom, to shut down discussion. We've seen that with the hate speech, but she pushed it heavily. Thankfully didn't succeed. But she's Minister for the Feds now, supposed to be responsible to defend this state, even though she didn't want to defend the rights of the people of Ireland to have the freedom of speech. She wanted to shut them down and stuff, so it's very ironic, if you ask me, that she can defend anything. But yeah, Hildegard Naughton now is Minister for Education and stuff, so another Fine Gael, let's put it that way. But yeah, the list goes on. It's pretty much just arranging the decks and the Titanic. Like, nothing's going to make a difference. But I wouldn't have put Helen McEntee as Minister for the Feds, because we need somebody that can do something. But we need somebody that can do something, that's willing to do something for the Irish state, to defend the Irish state, particularly, as I say, the naval service is in the mess, the army's in the mess, everything's in the mess in the defence forces. And we don't, and to be totally straight out, in fairness to Helen McEntee, there's none of them in the cabinet that have any backbone and have any guts, have any balls in the way to do anything about the state of the defence in this defence of this state. None of them have it. Suppose that. So I propose that we get this woman to be the Minister for the Feds. That's my proposal. Because I don't think any of them in the cabinet has any idea at all. what they would die if they had to do a day in the army or so, etc. But yeah, so pretty much Pascal Donoghue. Just the last thing I say, Pascal Donoghue's off to the World Bank. €600,000 a year, very good, very good. You think, and as I just said in the beginning of this video, if that was me, I'd be happy to be government minister and the government and to serve my country and to serve as a TD Chocty dollar. I would be happy to just stay in my position. I wouldn't sell myself out to another country, to the World Bank. I wouldn't want to go near them. You take, like again, the same with them, many Irish politicians, Mackie McGrath, who went off to Europe. You think they would have some backbone that they would say Ireland should come first. I'm here to serve the Irish people. I'm not here to serve the EU. I'm not here to serve the World Bank. I'm here to serve Ireland. Long are the days of them politicians that only cared about Ireland and wanted to serve the people of Ireland, because he's doing no good going over to the World Bank to serve anybody. He's serving himself, his back pocket. That's pretty much, he's not serving the Irish people. So it is a disgrace that we have politicians that will sell themselves out for money. It's simple as that, because that's what when the money talks pretty much to them. You think it would be about people, the Irish people and stuff, trying to look after them, but no. Whoever bids the highest, pretty much, and it's a sad state of affairs because. And I say to people too, money's not everything. You can't bring it with you, and that's the thing. People are forever, but that's the thing. Looking after your own people, etc., is forever. But anyway, let me know what you think. I'm sure everybody will agree that the people of his constituency, even though I don't agree with Pascal Donoghue on a lot of stuff, and Fine Gael, but the people of his constituency voted him in to be a Chocty dollar, and he should at least see out his term, to be totally honest, before winning away. During his term, I think it would be fair to say that he should have seen out his term, and it shouldn't be won away. That's what I think. But anyway, let me know what you think. Subscribe more and bye.